Hey guys, it's Larry Greenberg, and today we're going to take a look at two different screen shields from Crimson for the iPod Touch 4th generation. On the left, I have the anti-glare, and on the right, I have the anti-fingerprint. Now, everything that is included in these screen shields is the same for both. They are made from the same sort of material, feature kind of the same install practices. The only difference is the anti-glare is anti-glare. It's better if you're using your iPod Touch in bright lights or outside and you want a little bit of a better, more readable screen. And then on the right, the anti-fingerprint simply cuts down on the amount of fingerprints on your iPod Touch. So two different properties to each screen shield, but everything else about them, meaning the cutouts and what's included, is exactly the same. So what I'm going to do now is install each one at a time onto my iPod Touch and come back and give you a first-hand look at each of the different screen shields from Crimson for the iPod Touch 4th generation. So let's get into installing them right now. So up first is the anti-glare. Let's crack open this package and we'll see what's included in here. It talks about some of the features on the back of the packaging. Really nothing more than a typical screen shield will offer, but this one again offers that nice anti-glare property to it, so that if you are using your device in lighting that's bright or in the sun and you want to try to get more of a viewable screen, you'll be able to do that with this anti-glare. So here's the packaging, quite nice, nicer than most screen shields. It's not going to get damaged during shipping, which I actually have seen. So let me crack this open. Looks like you get a microfiber here, a red one, and then here's the shield itself. So let's peel this kind of off. Get that out of the way and get the microfiber out of the way. So those are the two things we'll need during installation. You notice they give you some application instructions. Of course, we want to clean our screen thoroughly, partially peel back the adhesive part, place it down, etc., etc. What's nice is they do claim that this screen shield is washable, so you can remove it and clean it and put it back on if you so desire. I've never done that with a screen shield. I know a few of them say that you can do that. I generally just make sure I get it on right the first time, using the Scotch tape method to remove dust. I've had some questions about my screen shield installation method before, and that video is in my favorites video playlist. So if you're looking for a good method to install a screen shield, check it out. It's done by that snazzy iPhone guy, and it's the method I use. So here are the two components. Again, the microfiber and the screen shield. Let me just get the screen shield out. There it is there. Not much you can tell with it just from this, but we're going to install it in a second. And let me just show you the microfiber they give you, which is actually pretty nice for a screen shield. Yeah, nice size. This is probably one that you'd hold on to and use again. So I'm not going to bore you with the installation of this. I'm going to install it off camera and then come back and show you exactly what it looks like once it's installed. So I'll be back in a second. Alright, so I'm back with the anti-glare fully installed on my iPod Touch 4th generation. And one of the things I look for when installing a screen shield is, can I get a perfect seamless install? Meaning, can I install it so that it's virtually undetectable? And in this case, the answer is yes. This one installed very easily. It's a little bit on the thin side, which remarkably I think makes it a little bit easier to install than some. And virtually there are no bubbles. Other than the fact that it's anti-glare, you can't tell that there's a screen shield on. As you can see, there are no bubbles at all. It installs perfectly, no lifting or anything like that. I do notice that it is cut a little bit smaller, which is good because that means it'll work with most cases. And then again, even though it's anti-glare, it also doesn't seem to leave fingerprints. It'll be interesting to see the difference between this and the anti-fingerprint once I get that on, because this doesn't seem to be doing much of leaving fingerprints on the screen. But as I turn on the Retina display, you can see that it does allow me to view it kind of in a more bright fashion, even under the lights of my video camera, which is nice. So if I bring that in, it is cutting out on the Retina display a little bit because it is that anti-glare, but even with bright lights shining down on the screen, it's not washing it out, and I'm able to kind of view all of the colors of the iPod. So that is the Crimson anti-glare. These both sell, so this one in fact sells for $8.95. You only get one in the pack, but I don't mind paying for only one when I know it's going to be a perfect install on the first time, and this one certainly is. So that is the anti-glare. Now let's proceed to install the anti-fingerprint, and I'll be back in a minute. So I won't bore you with what's included in the packaging for the anti-fingerprint because we know it's going to be exactly like the anti-glare. You'll get the single screen shield, the instructions, and then that red microfiber cleaning cloth. Alright, so I'm back with the anti-fingerprint installed on the iPod Touch 4th generation, and as soon as I opened the packaging, I immediately was struck with what the difference between the anti-fingerprint and the anti-glare is. The anti-glare version, Crimson's version, is more like what we're probably used to when it comes to anti-fingerprint as well. It's that matte finish, which does dull the screen, but does a great job of making it both anti-glare and anti-fingerprint. Their anti-fingerprint version, which is what you're seeing here, is more of an oleophobic coating and makes what is almost a crystal clear screen shield fingerprint resistant as well. So as you can see, I have it installed. It looks absolutely awesome. It doesn't detract from the screen at all. It's virtually impossible to detect that it's even installed on my screen right now. Again, I got it on there with absolutely zero bubbles, zero dust. You literally cannot tell it's installed. I get the same glossy look as if I didn't have a screen shield, and it does severely reduce the amount of fingerprints that I get on my screen. I'm not seeing any right now. So this is a winner for me, guys. This Crimson anti-fingerprint is the way to go. I'd love to try this on my iPhone as well. Again, I like not cutting down on the beautiful screen that both the iPhone 4 and 4S and the iPod Touch 4G have, and sometimes those matte screen shields, although they do a good job of reducing glare, reduce the quality of the screen. This simply looks amazing. So this one is also $8.95. This is the anti-fingerprint from Crimson. Alright, so just to sort of recap here, these are two screen shields for the iPod Touch, 4th generation from Crimson. Both sell for $8.95. You get one in a pack. On the left, we looked at the anti-glare, which is kind of your traditional anti-glare. I'm going to also call it anti-fingerprint. It's that matte finish that does reduce the brightness of the screen a little bit, but does a really superb job of cutting down both on fingerprints and allowing you to use your device in bright light or even sometimes sun. On the right is the anti-fingerprint. I'm going to call this one an oleophobic style because it is crystal clear, really can't even detect that it's on, yet it does a great job of cutting down on fingerprints. So again, both of these sell for $8.95 each. I will put a link to the Crimson website in the video description where you can learn more about both of these screen shields, and should you have any questions about it, you can always drop me a line. Otherwise, please have a great day. Please be sure to watch my two latest videos. Please like this video, leave a comment below, and of course subscribe to the channel for more content.